Welcome to day 18 of 60 Days of Inspiration with Kathleen Gonzalez, and we are studying Living the Sacred Yes, Affirmations for Action by the Reverend Deborah L. Johnson. And a shout out to Rev Deb for allowing us to use this book for our study, and to let you know that this is part of a series of books called Living the Sacred Yes that by Reverend Deborah, and I think you can get them on Amazon. So today's reading is giving myself permission to transform. The butterfly that makes a home of its cocoon will never fly. The seed that clings to being a seed cannot fulfill its great mission in life. I honor and appreciate the caterpillar within me and give it permission to stop being a caterpillar. I support its transforming into the butterfly that I am destined to be. I honor and appreciate the seed within me and conspire with its desire to get out of itself. I break through my own shell, anchor my roots, and blossom into full being. I harbor no regrets about relinquishing the former me so I can ascend to my higher purpose. I am at peace with every phase of my journey. And this is an old story, right? The cocoon and the butterfly, and how you have to struggle. The butterfly has to struggle to get out of the cocoon in order to have the strength, build strength in its wings to fly. But this is saying that if we make a home of our cocoon, it will never fly. The seed that clings to being a seed cannot fulfill its mission in life. The seed is destined to grow into something else. I honor and appreciate the caterpillar within me and give it permission to stop being a caterpillar. I support its transforming into the butterfly I am destined to be. I honor and appreciate the seed within me and conspire with its desire to get out of itself. So this is our desires. And what better time? I mean, we have this forced isolation. So what better time is it for us to actually go inside, find out what we have cocooned in there, and break it out of the cocoon? You know, what seed do we have in there that has a desire to get out of itself? I mean, this work that I'm doing with you today is like my inspiration. Is sort of like, okay, this is my desire to get out. And I had to decide what that was going to look like. And I just had to find something that was totally in alignment with myself. And I have taught this particular book 3 or 4 times before in my coaching groups that I lead. And I love this book, and it's always appropriate. There's always something in here we can use in any page, any reading, any day. We can use it to think about how we're positioned and what we could be bringing to the world, who we are, remembering who we are and what we're here for. And so I love this part. I break through my own shell, anchor my roots, and blossom into full being. So what do you have that you can get rooted in? I'm rooted in this. I'm rooted in my spiritual practice that I've been studying for 30 plus since I got out of high school. A long time. And that is serving me right now, that rootedness. Coming from that rootedness is serving me. So where's your rootedness? What are you rooted in? And what will serve you coming out of your own cocoon and becoming your own, breaking out of your seed, your shell of your seed, anchoring your roots and blossoming into your full being. I harbor no regrets about relinquishing the former me so I can ascend to my higher purpose. So that tells us that we are going to have to relinquish our former me. And I've been doing some work with, I think it's Christy Marie Shelton, And she was saying this, and also Dane here has said this many times. It's sort of like, she was saying, whatever is me, I release it. Whatever is me, I release it. And I think Dane says something similar. It's like, whatever my story is, I let it go. So sometimes we think that our stories, are what make us unique. But what Christy Marie says is that she thought so too, but after she practiced it for like every day for a couple months, what she realized is that it's just actually more her. And some of the stories that she held on to were limiting stories, about, oh, I can never do this, or I'm not good at that she was able to let go and actually move in more fully into who she was. So that's the attempt here, is like, let's see if we can move more fully into who we really are. But what do we need to give up? And have no regrets. I harbor no regrets about relinquishing the former me so I can ascend to my higher purpose. I am at peace with every phase of my journey. So this relinquishing is a phase of the journey. Where we are now is a phase of the journey. And we have an opportunity to move into our next phase right now. It's amazing the energies that are in the world right now and the opportunity for change. It's like everything stopped and turned, and we just have to decide what direction we're gonna end up facing. It's like we're kind of turning in circles and we're trying to search to see where it is that we end up facing. And what's interesting, that's called positioning. It took me like 8 years to understand positioning. When my teacher first presented it, I just really didn't have a clue. But I got a vision one time of, it's like holding a fire hose and this spout of water is coming out, and it's like it's hundreds of yards away. And it's like you just want to aim in the direction that you want to go and kind of clear the way for where you want to go. But if you just make a tiny move, the end of that spout of water moves quite a bit. So if the fire's over there and you're over here, you're not hitting it. You don't have to move a lot to hit it, but the end of that moves a lot. So it's sort of like where we face, it's kind of precisely makes a difference where we'll end up. We may end up here, or we may end up 50 yards away from there, just depending on a little bit of shifting at the pivot point. So right now we're in a pivot. We're in a pivot from where we used to be, where we thought we were going, to where we are now, and like, where are we going? And that's the big question. So where are you going? Can you relinquish, regrets? And can you pivot and create a new future for yourself and a new place for yourself in that future that's more aligned with your higher purpose? So anyway, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.